Charles Marcus has been linked to over 20 homicides in the western United States. Several of Marcus's victims were targets of the Patriots, a militia group which supplies weapons and explosives to criminal organizations. Marcus works primarily as a contract killer for the Patriots and was last seen in Thunder Rock, Utah. Marcus should be considered armed and dangerous.
Jeez, it sounds like the Patriots suffered some pretty major setbacks after the events of Metal Gear Solid 4, huh? Now, see, I could have gone with a football joke there, but I went with the video game joke instead, because that's called knowing your core demographic.
Evidence from domestic bombings have led to this militia group run by Lucas Aker. They've been supplying terrorists with explosive devices. Aker's right-hand man is Charles Marcus, a wanted contract killer. Capture Marcus on your way to getting Aker. Be on guard down there, Sierra 5. These guys are well-trained and live to fight. Roger that, Alpha 1.
Nap time.
Now, I know there were about 3 or 4 competing voices in-game alone there, but I just want to focus on the line, highly trained, and the fact that that dude in the windowsill was shooting nothing but windowsill when he was trying to shoot at us. So, you know, highly effective. Speaking of highly effective, here I demonstrate our inability to mount fences. So, our own training, maybe a little lackluster, doesn't fill me with faith about our United States secret branches of the military or what have you. And that dude's thankful enough, at least. One of the features in this game is the fact that all our weapons should come with attachments, and I'm just trying to find... there we go. But in this Tomb Raider-esque style menu, you have to select the weapon first. And, hold on. I picked the dart gun. Oh, I just wasted a first aid kit there, so that's awesome. Okay, it's already on the gun. That explains that.
Let's get up close and personal.
Let's see what happens. Nothing. Let's just establish at this point that we can't harm civilians or mission imperative targets. Which is probably for the best, to be totally honest. But you know, if you wanted that ultra-realism, which this game is clearly going for, right? Maybe not so much. Especially considering we couldn't just walk around. What looked like plenty of space, we had plenty of clearance there. What do I know? I never trained with the military. We got ourselves another scope, too, which... I'm surprised that's destructible. There's a weird amount of destructible stuff in this game. Including our legs, which I think we just destroyed by falling off the top of that. Birds, non-destructible, though. Because birds are our friends. Our dude seemed disgusted by that explosion. Broke a leg again there. Okay, so compass pointing in this direction, but tumbleweeds moving in this direction. Good physics on these. I like the way that those other ones clip directly through the wall there. Got some sick riffs going on in this background music here as well. Really putting me in a mood to kick that ass. That guy's ass in particular. I mean, he's got a big ol' arrow above his head. Went away for a second, but... That dude, again, what is it with me playing games where the AI is just completely unobservant?
Not so bad.
They really aren't so bad. I mean, probably morally they're awful. But for the most part, they seem pretty content just standing around. I mean, we're the one picking a fight with them. For probably justifiable reasons, but nonetheless.
Shots fired!
Shots... I mean, they have to know at this point. Do we need the constant communication? Do we need the constant, like, radio chatter here? I mean, you'd think they would know by now that they're under attack.
Take a nap, pal.
The lamest. The absolute lamest. To be fair, I think that dart gun fires trank darts, so maybe we are putting him to sleep. Like, actual nap time sleep. Oh, I guess that's the end of the music. Guess they ran out of guitar. Oh, that's just the non-subtle transition between tracks. Jesus God. Really? He was really so preoccupied just cleaning his gun or whatever. That was completely my fault. That was completely my fault. I mean, not completely, because they should have just saw me right away. He shouldn't have been stuck in an animation. But that was mostly my fault. So down into this tunnel we go then. Which, seems absolutely necessary. Very good for them that they dug this out. Gonna help transport those illegal goods from 100 feet away.
Too slow.
Right then. And this must be where they hide their medical supplies, I guess. I was gonna say this is where they bury their dead, but... And I guess we sort of do want to break everything we can, just see if there's any items inside. Or maybe we don't have to, because I don't think we really need much of them. A little bit of a jumping puzzle here, and I only know this because they highlight this in the director's commentary. They call this a jumping puzzle. Quite the elaborate one at that. Oh, we got our health pretty low there. I reckon we're going to be using another one of those continues very soon. Which is just as well, because we have, like, what, a dozen of them at this point? At this point in the game, and for the entirety of the game, really, I think I'm going to be pretty fast and loose with... You know, it's my style of playing, not concern myself too much with how many lives I have. I mean, after all, I have a pistol scope. I can die happy now. That I can put a scope on the weakest gun in the game and make it completely ineffectual.
Ah, you like that?
Something tells me they probably don't like getting shot to death. I mean, for the most part, the majority of people out there...
Your mother.
Really, dude? How petty is that? Yeah, I just killed you. Now to make disparaging remarks about your mom. That'll really rub some salt in the literal wounds from this shotgun.
It's the feds!
Don't know how that dude didn't kill me either. I was unintentionally dodging bullets. Alright, so... Nothing behind this door, no way of opening this door. Which, you know, fair enough. Just checking that everything's loaded at this point. Oh, I just noticed a little bit of lens flare there. Nice touch. By the way, there's invincibility in this game, in the form of a power-up. There are power-ups in this game, I should say. There's not many of them. I think there's an invincibility and like a quad damage deal. Invincibility really coming in handy here. I could just knock this dude's lights out at any point in time. There we go.
You're just a kid.
And you're just a contract killer, you old man.
I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
I wonder what kind of lesson it's gonna be. Like a lesson in respect, or maybe he has like some literature for us. He's gonna read off a pamphlet for the Patriots.
I'm gonna contract that on you, punk.
Or maybe he'll do neither because we already beat him into submission.
Got some jewelry for you.
Oh gosh, that was thoughtful of us. I hope he appreciates it. Oh, it's just handcuffs.
Have a drink. Watch your head. You're gonna spend your last years in the camp.
Again, with the kicking them while they're down and insulting them, it's just so unnecessary. It's so unprofessional, too. I wonder if this stuff will come up in courts. I wonder if they even get, like, a chance to plead their case in this universe. No interacting with that piano. That's a bummer. We can break these bottles, though. Oh, some more glass on that TV. Let's break this. Nope, the power of television is too strong. Social commentary on America, folks. I think we've cleared this area out at this point. But, of course, every level is broken up into two halves. And here comes the second half of this one, where we enter the militia compounds. which looks like the only way to get in there is by rope, which is probably not too convenient. Like, imagine being kitted up with 100 pounds of gear, ready to take on the world, raise some hell, and then you gotta climb that rope. You know, God help you if you didn't pass middle school gym class, because this revolution ain't for you. Another positive point, another credit I can give this game, which there aren't many, they change up the locales often enough. They change up the locations. They swap out enough textures and come up with enough new models that you can sort of respect it. You can sort of appreciate it. I mean, granted, all the levels are pretty much equally linear. You could really place any of the objectives from any tile set into any other and it would make just as much sense, but I'm just getting nitpicky there. At some point, that's all video games. And the enemies are going to be infinitely respawning here, and spawning behind us as well. And surprise, surprise, the shotgun doesn't quite have the range to be taking them out right now.
Tough guy.
Very tough the way he flew backwards as we shot him to death. What prompted me to say that line right now? Like, tough guy is something you say in the middle of a fight. It's not a finishing quote. It's not like the send-off for someone who you've just killed.
C4 destroyed. Oh boy.
I think that was C4, which we detonated just by shooting it, and it didn't seem to do too much explosive damage. I mean, if that were real C4 in a bundle that big, it would collapse these tunnels. The more you know, you know? I think we've cleared this floor. Cleared this section of the tunnels. Now we could climb down this ladder, or we could just jump down, catch ourselves, keep ourselves from taking too much fall damage.
Not so bad.
I don't particularly care for this assault rifle in this game. I think I may have mentioned that. It's already hard to remember what I've talked about and what I haven't, which is rarely a good sign.
Every shot counts.
You know, every shot counts, but the problem is that when the recoil on it is basically the only gun in the game that has unmanageable recoil, that's an issue. I don't think the first shot hits exactly where you're aiming either, so
Every shot counts.
I guess maybe that was accurate enough in scope view. But I also don't like using scopes unless it's like on a sniper rifle. But I don't put scopes on assault rifles. I don't put scopes on SMGs. Don't put scopes on shotguns. Don't put a scope on a pistol either. Maybe a scope on a dart gun, which I... Is there another sniper rifle in this game? That's right, there is a sniper rifle and there is the dart gun. And those are both of your one-hit kill options. Besides, like, rocket launchers and direct hits with other explosives. Anybody home? No one here except this body armor.
Looks like their major supplier is an offshore company, somewhere in the Caribbean.
And so that clue about the Caribbean clues us into the fact that our next location will be the Caribbean. Probably didn't need my dumbass to explain that to you, but there you go anyway. Oh, let's move as swiftly along as possible. You know, I kind of wish that those extra objectives, any other objective that isn't just killing the dude at the end of the level, I wish they were optional. I wish that you would just not have to do them, but get extra points for doing them. Maybe get like an extra one up for every one that you accomplish, or something, any sort of gimmick like that. Or maybe like the GoldenEye gimmick where you have to only do them at the higher difficulty levels and don't have to do them on easy or whatever. If that were the case, though, I'd be playing this game on easy and you wouldn't be seeing them, which also wouldn't be much of a loss, but you get what I'm getting at here. As it stands, they're all variations on the same two objectives. You're either blowing something up or you're taking it with you, and it gets long in the tooth.
Silent and deadly.
Ew, that's gross, dude. Oh well, at least he's owning up to it. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Oh no, that's really bad.
See ya!
He knew! He's like, see ya, because I'm gonna die in a second. Goodbye. Jeez Louise. Okay, now I think we've cleared this floor,
Some health.
which is our cue to climb another rope. Or maybe these are actually elevator wires here. They definitely weren't before, but I saw the 2 cables there, so... Why he wouldn't just call for the elevator, I don't know, but... And so we enter the lower military compound, or militia compound, rather. Oh, this background music here. So this song is actually the theme song of the game. It has lyrics. And those lyrics include the line, "Fugitive, Hana." And I don't remember any of the other ones, but... Here we are with our scope pistol, which is doing nothing for my accuracy.
Too slow.
Yeah, this is going to be quite useless. Luckily, we still got ourselves a double barrel here. We also have the tac shotgun on this mission, but...
Some health.
Double barrel is going to come more in handy when it comes to blowing this turret up. This does more damage in general, so... Those turrets become something of a pain, especially later in the game. And I don't know why I continue to insist on using this. Maybe just to show it off. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Oh man, this is really embarrassing. I shot directly to the right of him. Like 3 shots in a row there. That's me trying to play with an analog stick. I said it once and I'll say it again. I'm not built for this.
Silent and deadly.
Oh my god, that was at least 5 chest shots right there, so that is just completely useless. I don't think the silencer reduces the damage on it either.
Looks like Aker's been doing business with a guy named Rojas.
Well, you heard the man. Arrest everyone in the world named Rojas, and we'll interrogate them one by one till we find our man. That's how Cypher catches the crooks. Funny how that scope on this shotgun seems completely ineffective, almost as if shotguns are intended for close range, and not for scope range.
Some help.
Particularly in video games, anyway.
So much for that shipment.
What was that a shipment of, anyway? Maybe it was a shipment of bomb parts, because we're looking for a box of bomb parts now. And it blew up real nice, so... Or maybe it was just mail, you know? Maybe it was just letters to family and friends. You know, something like, "Dear my beloved wife, still living here in the compound. Wish you were here. Please send a pair of socks." That's what hardened criminals send to their families, right? Oh, I got another cliche for the letter. The food here is terrible, and if you look around this kitchen, looks like it probably would be. Looks like nothing in here has been cleaned in a decade. Looks like you might get a little bit of rust with your bowl of soup.
Yeah, tough guy.
Man, can't remember the last time I heard that line. Certainly not in this episode, certainly didn't make a comment about it. Oh boy, how much longer do we have of this? Maybe another hour and a half or 2 hours, I think. So mercifully short. Alright, get a load of this box of bomb parts here, just hovering in...
The stuff was used in a health clinic bombing.
Hovering in midair and perpetually spinning. That's quite the box of bomb parts there. We gotta confiscate that. That's some dangerous stuff.
This should open the receiving room.
And I missed that key the first time. But now that we got it, we can open that door at the end of the hall.
Too slow.
And open up the next level shortly thereafter. Just one more fist fight.
You're on the wrong side of the law, Seaver.
You're in the wrong country. You're no patriot. You and your militia. Makes me sick. I'm taking you in.
Over my dead body.
So be it.
Wow, interesting ideological debate there. I mean, both sides really got their points across pretty well there. I don't know which side to fall on here. Alright, this guy's a bit trickier than some of the other fistfights we've had. He's actually incorporating some moves.
Leader, you're just a gun runner.
Not enough, though. Not enough to save him. Alright, so how are we going to abuse this guy after we've already handcuffed him and restrained him? Besides the kick in the head. Because, I mean, that's just a given.
Alpha 1, this is Sierra 5. I have the fugitive in custody. Request immediate evac on my location.
Aw, man, that's it? Just gonna throw them against the wall and kick them while they're down? That's so basic. I was expecting a bit more creativity with my police brutality, you know? Like you tell them, so you think you're fighting for the Patriots, huh, pal? Well, here are some real Patriots for you. And then the New England Patriots football team comes out from the back and tackles the guy all at once. See, there we go, we came around full circle there, back to the football joke. Giving you guys the best of both worlds here, huh? Glad I could help.